Guys, this is David. Welcome back to the channel. Um, just checking in tonight. I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. Just a little stock talk, a little investment talk. Give you guys an update on um, my dividend payments from last week, the week of the 11th through the 15th January. So just gonna break down just a little bit, talk a little bit about the payments we received last week and what we can expect to receive this week. So, as always, remember to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, to help the channel grow. So we can, keep spreading the message about, these investments, stocks, getting into the stock market. Hopefully, what we discuss here helps you gain more confidence um, in regards to your own portfolio, whether you already trading, looking to trade, or having any doubts about trading. So um, hopefully, you enjoy the content. So um, as always, remember to, check out some of the previous videos we had that we made, and just to get an idea of what we discussed, what we talked about previously. So check those videos out when you get a chance. So yeah, today or tonight, I just want to briefly go over some of the payments we received last week from our portfolio. That's our goal, is to create passive income with these dividend stocks. So we're starting to see some of the fruits of the labor that we're putting in. I really focused on building this dividend portfolio probably about a month or two ago. Um, and since then, I've probably grown my account. Well, I probably added about a little over 30 dividend stocks um, since then. So the goal is to keep adding um, and keep, buying in with the drip program, with dollar cost averaging, you know, and watch that portfolio grow. So we're still in the beginning stages. I do like my portfolio of what I currently have now. So it may be a shift from buying new stocks to dollar cost averaging and growing the stocks that I have, which will then increase the dividend payments I will receive down the road. So yeah, so that was, that's the goal. That was my short term goal, is to load up on dividend stocks. Now, I'm gonna be slowly switching to more of a long term goal, which is to build the account up, dollar cost averaging, which we may discuss in a later video. But that's going to really take me to the next level. So let's look at some of the payments we received last week. I think I got paid maybe five stocks last week. Um, the first one was, and I'm just looking over my notes, so I could check on my account here. The first one was Main Street Capital, ticker symbol MAIN. This is a REIT. It pays a monthly dividend, so we did get paid from that dividend last week. Altria, which is also a dividend aristocrat. I do recommend you guys adding this stock to your portfolio. Ticker symbol is MO. We received that dividend on last week. Of course, we're reinvesting all these dividends back into the stock. There's no need for me to take the payments from the payouts from these dividend payments right now. We're growing the portfolio, so we're doing a drip dividend reinvestment program. So we get in the portfolio, we get the dividend, you see the payment, and then immediately you see a reinvestment back into that stock. So we got Main, we got Altria, which is MO, we got APTS. I believe on one of the first videos I made, I talked about APTS. It's also a REIT. It pays on a quarterly basis. So we got paid last week. The next one was Reality I'm sorry, Realty Income. Realty Income, ticker symbol O, just the letter O. It is also a REIT, probably the more popular REITs out there. They do pay on a monthly basis, and this stock is proven to be one of the strongest REITs that's out there. A lot of people hold this stock in their position as far as REITs. So the ticker symbol is O, just the letter O. Check that out. That's one I also recommend adding to your portfolio. And then the last one we got paid from was Stag. Stag Industrial is also a REIT, pays monthly. Um, Ticker symbol is STAG. So STAG. So we got 5 dividend payments last week. Each one we reinvested back into the stock. Now, like I said, I'm going to start adding more to these stocks so those dividend payments can also increase. But those companies I feel really strong about. And that's just going to be constant income. Constant income. We got paid 5 times last week. And just checking in on my son's account, he got paid 3 times. One from Utz. I know you heard the Utz brand, chips and all that. We really bought this stock for him as a growth stock, and he's received some nice returns as far as the stock growing since he bought it. So, but it does pay the dividend, not a lot. We actually didn't buy it for the dividend, but it does pay a dividend. So he did receive a dividend last week, reinvested back into the stock. He also owns APTS, which is it stands for Preferred Apartment Communities. It's a REIT, like I stated earlier. He also got paid from that, and he also owns Maine, which I discussed earlier, another REIT. He got paid from that as well. So I got paid 5 times. He got paid 3 times. So I'll say that's a pretty good week for us. Just from not doing anything, we purchased these stocks, and they're paying us now. So that's how it goes with dividend stocks. So it's a one-time thing, or however many times you want to buy into it. But we don't have to do anything after that. So that's the goal. You want that passive income. That's the life we're trying to live. So we're still in the early stages. We're building it up, and we're gonna watch it grow. We're gonna keep planting those seeds, and just watch that garden grow over time. So that's the name of the game. For this week, the week of the 18th through the 22nd, I'm only expecting one dividend payment. So it's going to be a slow week for us, but I think next week is going to pick back up full stream. So we're expecting, from looking at my information, we're expecting a dividend from Cisco this week. Ticker symbol CSCO. So it's Cisco, ticker symbol CSCO. I own this stock, as well as my son. He owns the stock as well. He actually owns way more shares than what I own. So one of the reasons I decided to buy this stock is just from the returns, just from the growth he's received from the stock, and the dividends he's had received over time. So I decided to add to my portfolio. It's currently trading at $45.19. Just to give you an idea, his cost basis, when in my son's account, we bought his cost basis, because we buy over time, so it's not just one time, but his cost basis is $22.95. So the stock is trading at $45.19. So he's more than double, his investment in this particular stock, and he's receiving a nice dividend. So he's going to get because he owns quite a few shares, because we've been buying this for him for quite some time now. So he's going to get a nice dividend payment this week if everything gets paid on schedule. So yeah, that's the only thing we're expecting this week. I think I'm gonna give you guys an update every week on what payments that we receive. So for this week, slow week, but we're expecting that payment from Cisco, ticker symbol CSCO. So yeah, I just want to share that information. I want to leave you guys with, I guess, a little homework. We talk a lot about dividend stocks, but three definitions that I want you guys to be aware of when you're dealing with dividends. That's the ex-dividend date, that's the record date, and the payment date, right? So let me just go to my managed dividends. Oh, actually, that's the wrong screen. Not managed dividends, but my dividend view on my Fidelity account. So I mentioned we have the ex-dividend date, we have the record date, the payment date. So just to break this down, whenever you're buying a dividend stock, the ex-dividend date is 1 day prior to the record date. That's your ex-dividend date, right? It's 1 day prior, 1 business day prior to the record date, right? So the record date is when the company pretty much verifies the shareholders, right? So you want to purchase this stock before, whatever stock you decide, whatever dividend stock. In order to receive that dividend, you have to be a shareholder as of the record date, right? So if you're not a shareholder as of the record date, when it comes to the payment date, you will not be awarded that particular dividend. So just keep that in mind. If the dividend is paying tomorrow and you bought the stock today, more than likely you won't receive a dividend payment. So each stock is different in regards to their ex-dividend date and their record date and their payment date. But just for example, I said that I'm expecting. Well, let's look at last week. What did we get last week? Let's look at. Well, I'm looking at Cisco now, right? I said I'm expecting to receive that dividend this week, right? So it has a pay date of 1/20/2021. So that's, at the time of this video, that's actually tomorrow. The ex-dividend date was January 4th, right? So January 4th, I believe, was on a Monday. So the record date will be January 5th. So when they go to identify the shareholders on the record date, January 5th, you have to have bought that share by that time. You have to be identified as a shareholder if you expect to receive the dividend on the 20th. So just a FYI, if you buy a stock today and it pays the dividend tomorrow, you more than likely won't receive that dividend payment. So just keep that in mind. On Fidelity, you can go into your positions and go to if you own dividend stocks, you can go to the dividend view. You just click on that, and it lets you know what your ex-dividend date and your payment date is. So that's just something to keep in mind. Some terms to have knowledge of when you're dealing with dividend stocks. So and that's it. Remember to do your own research. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will talk to you guys later.